Okay, my name is Paul Lech Lubas. I'm currently 58 years old and I manage a motel at Murchison, which is in the top of the South Island. I'm married. We have 4 children who are all adults. And I'm here in Christchurch to see what information I can give. We've always regarded it as a special journey. So what Dad told us, Germany invaded from the one side, the west. His father and older brother went to fight the Germans, and then the Russians invaded from the east. And that's where Dad and his older sister Helena were taken away to Siberia, stayed there for a few years, and then
where they live?
They live in Tarnopola in Poland. As far he never said why. I've had a look at some information, and it's basically because they were Polish. So they went to the camps, and in time they got released, and then their big journey started from Siberia through Iran, through India, and then eventually in Wellington they arrived. And that's where he went to Paihia camp. Roughly a total of 733 children were at Paihia camp, just north of Masterton. He had special memories of his time in Iran because it was warm, plenty of food, and he said that was one of the happier times after the time before. He never talked about it a lot. He was very young, but always cold, not knowing what will happen, lack of food. He had a very strong bond with his sister, who he came out to New Zealand with. She ended up getting married and living in Wellington. Dad based himself in Wellington for a time and then moved to Nelson, and that's where he met my mother, and they settled in Nelson. And in time he did correspond with another brother who survived the war, and his unborn sister he met for the first time. He went back about 2009 and met his sister, who he never met because his mother was pregnant at the time when they were split. So that was a very emotional time, and when he came back to New Zealand we met him at Nelson Airport, and he said New Zealand is paradise. Poland at that time was still basically a closed country, and going through still difficult times. So he was very pleased to be living in New Zealand. He didn't have many other Polish people in Nelson to speak to. There was one or two, but he never sort of opened up and explained a lot of things. And now we feel sad that we never asked more. They never had much at any stage. So Dad always grew vegetables, fruit trees. He was very resourceful. There was no waste. And that goes back to when he was little. They had nothing, so they always needed. And he passed on good things to us children, good ethics, work hard, look after your money, and be kind to everybody. He wasn't really a sad person. He enjoyed meeting different people. It's part of me. And history is important to me. Yeah. When I was little, no. We always knew Dad wasn't born in New Zealand. He still had his Polish accent. And it's only now that I would like more information. I have two sisters. Yeah, one is keen to find out more as well. I would say it's exciting to learn about his big adventure, because I think it was an adventure. It's a sad adventure. It wasn't of his doing. It's part of history, and it's special. Yes, so Dad realised that New Zealand is a wonderful country, as we know. I don't think he ever wanted to go back. He knew he had a mother and a sister still there, but he knew New Zealand was the better place to be, and that's why he married and settled down in New Zealand. Yeah. He went back once. He came back thin and grey, and yeah, he didn't really have a positive feeling when he came back about Poland, because it was the late mid 90s, so it was still a very difficult country to live. We should never forget what's happened in the past. Most important, we need to learn from the past. Currently, with what's going on in the world, we haven't learned a lot, which is sad. But hopefully, yeah, we could all live together nicely. But yeah, Dad's journey is amazing.
Who are you?
I'm born in New Zealand, proud to be a Kiwi, proud to be Polish, just a wee bit, and proud to be Italian too.
Yeah.
I have the Polish eagle on one side,
Yeah.
I have the Kiwi fern, and the Italian part is my stomach because of the food. So I'm
That's good.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
that's what I think. Yeah.